some years, but it was that episode where basically, because of course your character basically came in from trying to get away from the street life, and he had some old friends, TK had who were trying to bring him back into that street life.
Right, the brat, yeah, Boo, and yep.
Yeah. And that
Shout out to the brat, yeah.
And that was like a powerful episode, man, because it shows that sometimes, even though you're trying to make that evolution in your, in your existence, there are still sometimes those old ways that people try to bring you back to that can cause your execution from your evolution. What was it like, really going through because the brat, all y'all did a hell of a job on that particular episode, man. How was it when y'all just knew it, like this is gonna be some fire when we finish filming this?
That particular episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, that man. Yeah, that, and sometimes it takes the reruns for you to sit back and watch it and to realize, man, that was dope. Because, like, myself, as an actor, I'm in the moment. I'm learning my script. I'm bringing TK. I'm bringing action. Robert Townsand says action, or whoever say action. My job is to act and deliver my lines and to bring that realness to the show, for the audience. So I'm in my zone, like Michael Jordan in his zone, Michael Jackson in his zone, Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever, the greats, Eddie Murphy, Chris Tucker, Martin Lawrence in his zone, Kevin Hart, Tyrone Burton. I was in my zone. So it's like when you in the moments, T-Max, when you're in the moment, you kind of sometimes don't get a chance to really see the greatness of it until, like I said, the reruns later. I sit back and watch, like when they brought it back on Bounce or whatever, it looked like, that episode was dope. And something I just realized, my mother told me, Paulette Burton, my mother said, yeah, she's on the Parenthood. Some of the cats that's on the big shows now, like Empire. What's our sister name? Cookie. Tahaji P. Henson. If you remember, T-Max, she was in that episode with Zaria. She was in that episode before Black came into the pizza place where I worked, where TK worked. Tahaji P. Henson was up in there. So a lot of the greats that's doing it now, man, on Empire, whatever, that was their beginning. That was some of their beginning. They came through with us and acted with us. We crossed paths, and so that's it's just a blessing to do what you love doing, what I love doing, and just to do it, man. So I thank God for the opportunity to be able to done what I've done so far. But I am looking forward to what He has for me in the future work.
Definitely.
Willing.
Definitely. One thing I can say about your show, man, I think it was definitely a more, hipper version of the Cosby's, and I got to say this, and I will say this on Off the Cuff Radio. I know she is married now, and I'm not going to break up no happy home, but Reagan Gomez Preston, who plays Aria, oh, my God. I saw her for the first time.
Man, I was about to ask him about that if he going to give me a hookup, man, but I don't want to violate nothing. I'm in the radio game, so I'm like, I got a little clout, so maybe I can make that move.
Well, King, you know who she's married to, right?
My man Dwayne.
Yeah, from that group Quo that Michael Jackson had, that rap group Quo back in the day. She's married to one of them guys from it.
Yep, Dwayne, my man Dwayne.
Heart and Saint.
Yeah, she's been going strong with her husband, man, and their kids. Shout out to them, man. I'm proud of her. That's my television family, man. All the Robert Townsand, Suzanne Douglas, Faison Love, Kelly Perrine, Curtis Williams, Ashley Adams, Reagan Gomez Preston. That's my TV family. We family forever, man. I got nothing but love for them, love and respect for them. And almost all the dudes in the streets hit me up and come and asking me sideways questions about it. Niggas being real, like, yo, did you hit that? I'm like, yo. Nah, I ain't hit that. But you know what I mean? Like, we was doing our business. We was working.
It's professional. Y'all professional. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but she definitely was something special. And shout out to King Magazine, who years ago did a photo shoot with her, because I always thought that she was definitely like one of the baddest Hollywood starlets who I feel like didn't really get an opportunity to really go further as I feel she should have, because she really, 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 you know, with her looks and her talent, I really felt like she should have really been cast in some more bigger roles.
Yeah, she's a great talent and beautiful. She was probably I think she was let me say that she was the prettiest teenager on TV at the time. I can't think of no one prettier. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and T.I. even snatched her up for his video that you can have whatever you like. You know what I mean? He snatched her up.
Right, right.
You know, I got nothing but love and respect for her and her husband and their family. You know what I mean? This is nothing but love and respect for them, man. That's my TV family. Robert Townsand, the great man. I'm thankful for Robert Townsand pulling me in. You know what I mean? To be a part of the cast. You know, everybody.
Yeah,
Kenny Blank, everybody.
Now, when you got on that show,
brother.
You gonna make a letter like
Now, when you got on that show, Robert Townsand had already established himself as a legend. So you know,
true.
You know, so when you got on there, I mean, you know, I mean, this is the dude who had written with Richard Pryor, you know, Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yes.
I mean, this is, you know, so I mean, he was, Hollywood Shuffle. You know, of course, he had already been the Soldier Story years early, you know, in 84, I believe, with Adolph Caesar.
With Denzel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Denzel, Adolph Caesar.
Yes,
you know, of course, rest in peace to my man from He of the Night. Man, and I'm mad because I just had a brain fart with it. But you figure so, and of course when he did Hollywood Shuffle, you know, Howard Rollins, that was his name. Rest in peace to Mr. Rollins. But and then of course when he did Hollywood Shuffle, that just kicked the door down for him. What was that like when you really got a chance to work with him in terms of really learning from a living legend such as himself?
Man, it was probably the best experience I could have had, man. Like, you know, all that stuff you mentioned he did. He also directed Eddie Murphy Raw, you know what I mean?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Which was one of, you know, it's all about Kevin Hart breaking records and doing all his things, man. Eddie Murphy Raw was he set the tone. He you know what I mean? Just Eddie Murphy Raw speaks for itself. I don't have to say no more, but Robert Townsand directed that. That's a testament of the respect Robert Townsand has from other heavy hitters in the business. Eddie Murphy, Keenan Ivory Wayans, shout out to the Wayans brothers. You know what? I'm Gonna Get You Suck. I think they was both executive producers or writers on that or something like that. Keenan Ivory Wayans worked with, you know, Keenan Ivory Wayans worked with Robert Townsand on his first body of work, Hollywood Shuffle. Damon Wayans was in that. So just working with Robert Townsand was, I mean, it was an experience that I'm thankful for. It was a great learning experience because when I went to film school years ago, I plan on going back in August. When I went years ago, they would tell you it's like you people pay for college and pay for film in school. You know, they pay to learn this stuff, how to make movies. So when you're on the set with a Robert Townsand or Keenan Ivory Wayans, when I was on the set with Parenthood with Robert Townsand and all the other people, I got a chance to see him as creator of the show, as director of the show, as executive producer of the show, and star of the show. So I got a chance to see him. It's like Steve Kerr had a chance to be with Michael Jordan. So when he's with the Golden State Warriors, he's able to bring that experience to the table for these boys to succeed in this time. So I was with like a Michael Jordan in the acting business, and Robert Townsand. So when I bring my material to the table, I'm able to bring a level of experience of the greats to the table, professionalism in my body of work. So, you know, being that I was around Robert Townsand as Steve Kerr was around Michael Jordan. So I'm able to succeed in this era just having that experience with Robert Townsand, seeing him do it. Anytime I pitch a show, revamp my show, go to the drawing board and rewrite my episode 2 of the Tyrone Burton Show, whatever show I pitch to Warner Brothers or any big network out there, when I come to the table, coming with that experience, that's a big plus. And I should be able to, I believe I will succeed in this era having that experience working with Robert Townsand.
Definitely. I know we're pressed for time, but I do want to ask you this question too. Now, during that time in the 90s, we saw such a proliferation of black productions in terms of the Parenthood, you know, the Wayans brothers, you know, we saw in so many movies during that time in terms of there was like whether independent or big, you know, or major motion pictures being released. What has happened in Black Hollywood to where we've seen that drop off of the black productions that were so big at one time?
Yeah, man, it could be when you say that, I think about Tyler Perry. Salute to Tyler Perry, man, because he's picking up a lot of slack. He's picking up a lot of. He done gave so many people jobs, brought so many people back. Like when you mentioned that the drop off of black work, Tyler Perry, one man with God on his mind, has carried such weight and done so much as far as in putting blacks back to work, bringing back the girl from the Cosby Show, you know, giving her a shot on. Yeah. So, man, shout out to Tyler Perry. We need more. See, Robert Townsand had a sit-down meeting with me and one of the stars from Squeeze. If y'all remember the Asian brother, Fung Van Duong, who played Bao in Squeeze. Yeah. Me, him, and Emmett Foger had a chance to sit down with Robert Townsand at a luncheon, and he shot some wisdom at us. He was like, man, he was telling me, we got to be self-generators. As black people, you got Hollywood is what? Whites, Jews, or whoever. It's made up of maybe Jews. Much love to the Jews and everybody in Hollywood. You got to understand, people look out for themselves. So if Hollywood is Jews, that's why it makes sense why you see all these movies with a lot of white actors. So when Robert Townsand told me, he said we got to be self-generators. We got to create our own. So I think more blacks, man. I encourage young blacks out there. We gotta. I'm going back to film school, like my dad said, so I can learn how to write movies the way Hollywood, you know, Spielberg, Spike Lee, the greats write these movies. So it's like, so we just need more people creating. Instead of let's be more willing and desirable to create, just as well as we're willing to sit on the couch and wait for an agent to call us for an audition. See, because Robert Townsand, he kicked the door down. He didn't wait for someone to call him for an audition. Even though he most likely auditioned for that movie you mentioned with Denzel. But his major break was when he kicked the door down with his body of work in Hollywood Shuffle. So we need more young black people to kick the door down, write your own script, put your own production out there, kick the door down, and make work for yourself and make work for other blacks. And let's do like Tyler Perry been doing, Robert Townsand, Keenan Ivory Wayans. Let's get at this work, y'all. Let's create some more work for our people and for all people.